Roosters and the Sharkies, and we are live. Hey guys, how you going? So now BKR Sport, we're going to rush through this team list because the game is about to start. We just finished off as the Knights beat apparently the Titans on the Knights social media page. They posted the Knights winning 25-6 over the Titans. I do think that the Knights are 0-2 against the Gold Coast this year, but the social media team doesn't believe that. Obviously, the Knights beat the Panthers. Just a mistake on the social media team, which was quite funny. But this game now is the Roosters taking on the Sharks in a game that is also heavily impacted by Origin for one team. The other team, nothing at all impacted by Origin. So, you know, considering that it is the team in the better position in the Sharks that have no Origin players out, and the Roosters who are quite low on the table in 12th position, who are heavily impacted by Origin, it tells you where this game should probably lean towards. But we'll see. You know, we'll see if the Sharks have really going to kick on with this form. Like, they're 5 out of the last 6 games. They're coming off a win against the Melbourne Storm last week. So, you know, we'll see if the Sharks can maintain this run of form, considering their early start of the season was very poor. Last week, they won 31-26 over the Storm. Week before that, they beat the Manly Seagulls 30-14. Beat the 28-18 the Eels. Did lose to the Tigers 2018, but beat the Knights 34-14 and beat Manly 24-18 before their recent loss as well against the Raiders 24-20. So they are 5 out of the last 6 games, and this is a game that realistically they should be winning. And they're going into a bye next week as well before they have a tough game against the Warriors at Sharky Park in a couple of weeks' time. So big game here for Cronulla, man. Big game to keep up this consistency. But let's run through these team lineups as the game starts in 5 minutes' time, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and hopefully this is a bit of a closer game, even though it has the knockings of the door of a potential blowout here, but we'll see how it goes. But guys, obviously hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'm showing off the hippie pants again. I'm all hipster today. I'm all hipster. Shirt from India, the hippie pants from Thailand. I'm absolutely just flying in regards to fashion style. Mate, I should live in Byron Bay. When I move back, I'm not going to the Gold Coast. I'm moving to Byron the way I'm dressed. And I've got elephants on my pants. I got elephants on my pants. I'm killing it. But all right, thumbs up, subscribe. Let's get into it. Roosters come to this game from 12th position. The Sharks come to this game from 5th position. And this is at Industry Group Stadium in Gosford. The last game was in Bathurst. This game is in Gosford for the Roosters home game. The ins here for the Chooks: Benaya Loelu, Dominic Young, Makahesi. Sorry, I think that's Iwelu. I don't know if that's a Loelu or Iwelu. I think it's Iwelu. Benaya Iwelu, Dominic Young, Makahesi Makatoa, Salesi Feketi, Taylor Lasalu, and Xavier Va'a come in, with the outs being Angus Crichton, Connor Watson, Lindsay Collins, Nafahu White, Robert Toya, and Spencer Leniu. So Crichton, Watson, Collins, Toya, and Leniu all out with Origin. Nafahu White, I believe it's just an injury. But Toya is one that probably wouldn't have expected to be losing to Origin, but he is starting against Trell Mitt opposite Trell Mitt in the centres for Queensland. So good luck to him, man. It's going to be a big game for him. Now, the fullback for the Roosters, James Tedesco, who is the captain, with the wingers being Daniel Tupou and Dominic Young. Centres of Billy Smith and Mark Nwanganitawase, who had a very 50-50 game last week, scored one of the best tries you'll ever see, but also had a really poor game in regards to drop balls. So we'll see if he can have a better game this week on a more consistent level. Sandon Smith is the 5'8", with Hugo Savala as the halfback. You go to the front row of Makahesi Makatoa and Salesi Feketi. The number 9 is Benaya Iwelu. And then the back row is Egan Butcher and Siwa Wong. The 13 is Victor Radley. So it's surprising that Iwelu, I believe on debut, is starting the 9 over Zach Docker-Clay, who's been moved to the bench here, alongside Taylor Lasalu, Blake Steep, and Xavier Va'a. The 18th minute replacement is Ethan King. The coach is Trent Robinson. So this Roosters team absolutely pillaged by Origin. They're just lucky that Edwards is the fullback for Origin rather than Tedesco. Otherwise, they would have been losing another one. Now, the ins here for the Sharks: Mawani Hiroti and Tukahauta Puha, out to Hohepa Peru and Samuel Stone Street. So none of those guys out due to Origin. This is a full-strength team, basically, for Cronulla. William Kennedy is the fullback, with the wingers being Mawani Hiroti and Ronaldo Molitalo, everyone's favourite winger. The centres are Jesse Ramian and KL Ero. You go to the 5'8", Braden Trindle, with the halfback Nico Hines. Front row forwards, Adam Fanor-Blake and Oregon Kafusi, with the number 9, Blake Brayley. You go to the back row, Britt Nakora and Billy Burns. The 13 is Cameron McInnes, who was the captain. With the interchange, Daniel Atkinson, Jesse Colhoun, Siasif Fatalakai, and Braden Hamlin-Uweli, with the 18th man replacement being Tukahauta, and the coach is Craig Fitzgibbon. So, full-strength Sharks side here today. Roosters and Sharks are out in the field. They're ready to go here. Sharks, if they win, just quickly, they're on 14 points. Their points differential is better than the Raiders. They would go above the Raiders for today, but they play the Warriors tomorrow. Can't go above the Storm unless they won by over 65 points. And then, if they lost this game, they'd have to lose. They can't go below any of the Rabbitohs the Cowboys, the Broncos, no, they can't lose. They can't go further, so they'll finish in 5th position. But if they win, they will go to 4th for the time being, and then just wait on that Raiders result tomorrow. And on the other side of the scale, the Roosters, they're in 13th. If they lose by 10 points or more, they go below the Knights and will finish in the bottom 4 this week and 4th last. If they win, though, they will go to... they'll go above the Tigers, actually, into 11th. Yeah, and they would have to win by about 30, 40 odd points to go above the Dragons in 10th position, which I don't think will be happening in this game. But I'm going to tip the Sharkies here. I will tip them 13+, but knowing the competition this year, upsets happening galore. I have tipped a couple of upsets this round. I tipped the Knights to win, and I also tipped the... Shit, who did I tip to win as well? The Dolphins have the Dogs. So I tipped a couple of upsets. I'm not tipping the upset in this game, though. But guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. It's 4 tackle, and the Roosters are at the 35 on their own side of the field. If they win this game, it'll actually be really impressive. It'll actually be really impressive if they can find a way to get up in this one, because I don't think many people would be expecting them to. We did have a comment yesterday from someone saying they thought the Roosters win 13+. I think that would take a gigantic effort with the amount of outs here for the Roosters. I think it would take an absolutely gigantic effort for them to win this game. But we've seen crazy before. We've definitely seen crazy before. All right, so second tackle for Cronulla at the 25. But comment away in the chat. Get into the chat. Let me know who you think wins this game. And if you think the Sharks, are back. Do you think they beat the Storm last week? But the Storm have been very 50-50 so far this season. Adam Fanua-Blake gets the ball 4 tackle to the 38. Sanford got the scoreboard again. He did. Yeah, no, Skunkle always forgets the scoreboard, Jay. Skunkle always forgets the scoreboard. You can forgive me for forgetting the scoreboard because we had to run through the team list, but you can never forgive Skunkle. Never, ever forgive Skunkle. And the Roosters luckily grabbed that ball to 5. Tedesco nearly dropped that, but he'll bring it out here to the 15. We should sack him. We should sack him, to be fair, Jay. It's definitely on the cards. It's always on the cards. And there'll be a penalty to the Roosters for an offside against Cronulla. Penalty to the Roosters for an offside against Cronulla. Honestly, if you are a Sharks fan, there is no way you should be losing this game. There is no excuse to lose this game. There is absolutely no excuses for the Sharks to lose this match. They have got pretty much a full-strength team against a very much weakened Roosters team. Coming off the back of some really impressive wins in 5 out of the last 6, it would be a major concern if I don't care how much the Sharks win by, they just have to win realistically. 2 points or 30 points is the same thing for them right now because their points differential is fine. They're plus 70, but losing this game is a really sure. They won't be dropping off any positions, but they shouldn't be losing. All right, so third tackle now, and Tedesco gives it out to the right hand side where Siwa Wong will get this ball 23 metres out of Cronulla's line. Jared Farmoni says, if he sacks Skunkle, then it gives him more time to play his Octopus anime game. That is a good point, yeah. But he did say that his character died today, so unfortunately, I don't know how good he is at this Octopus anime game, but maybe he could get better from the extra practice. All right, Hugo Savala puts it into the corner. Daniel Tupou will score. Wow. Within 3 minutes, the Roosters have scored. Within 3 minutes, the Roosters have scored. Wow, it's a 4-0 here to the Chooks. With a kick to come, that is not a good start for Cronulla, man. That is a very energetic start here for the Roosters. With 8 arms, you can do a lot. You can do a significant amount. But Hugo Savala with a great kick there to the wing. And Moeni Hiroti doesn't get up anywhere near enough there. And Daniel Tupou gets over the top of him, and it's already 4-0. Damn. That is a menacing start here for the Sharks, man. That is not a good start, dude. We've been here for less than 3 minutes, or less than 4 minutes now. And it took literally one attack and the Roosters scored. And Daniel Tupou is going to have Moeni Hiroti's number all night if that's going to be the effort that he shows in regards to defending that tie ball. Jared says, I have plenty of ideas. Not many of them are good, but I do have a pearl every now and then. Very occasionally. Hot dogs are hot. Hot dogs are hot right now, Jay. Hot dogs are hot. So 5 minutes in. Damn, I was not expecting this. I was expecting for Cronulla to start off strong and run away with it, to be fair. I really was. Okay, again, it's only been 4 minutes. Anything can happen still, but I wasn't expecting that at all. All right, so Sandon Smith here from the wing. Pretty much right on the edge. And Sandon Smith will get the kick. Good kick. Good kick. So 6-0 here, early doors. 6-0. Wake up, Sharkies. You are meant to be playing here today, Sharks. You are meant to be playing. There is a game on, and you are in it. But Tupou scores. Deary me. Were they saying Daniel Tupou? Well, I would say Daniel Tupou is underrated. They're talking about in the commentary right now that Daniel Tupou is not underrated. I would say, in a way, Daniel Tupou is absolutely underrated. When you're talking about the best wingers in the competition or great wingers in recent history, not many people bring up Daniel Tupou's name when realistically he should. He should be brought up in some of the better wingers in recent history, in modern NRL. Is it wet at the ground? It doesn't look too wet. I don't think so. Like, obviously, it was pouring down rain the other day when the Bulldogs took on the Dolphins, but this doesn't look like there's any rain around at all. You guys in Sydney will be able to give me a better understanding of how the weather's going, but it doesn't look too bad. This Roosters team right now is starting off very strongly. Tupou out here, and it gets it off to Tedesco. Tedesco will get taken down last second. Jeez, the Roosters are on fire to start this game. Third tackle, well, they spread it out right quickly. Give it off. Oh, Sam Smith ran himself. He shouldn't have. He should have passed it. Fourth tackle, 2 minutes out. Now the Sharks will be back on the line. Out of the right. I don't know if this was the right play, but Nwanganitawase, great tackle. He's over the sideline too. Wow, Kale Hero. That is great defense from Cronulla after some really poor defense from Cronulla. But the Roosters have just started off with an absolute bang here. What is happening? It's going to be his best fullback at the moment is Matt Burton. What is this? Well, I've seen a couple of comments about this now. Why is Matt Burton being regarded as a fullback again? Am I missing the joke? Now that I'm like in Thailand, am I missing out on something? Is there like a big meme going around that Matt Burton's a fullback? Because this isn't the first comment that I've seen about this today. So Sharks here will get this ball to the 15. First tackle. And I think they're really trying to monster them early here to set a precedent, the Roosters, which is obviously going very well for them. Maybe they're just trying to, shock the... Jeez, the contact is heavy. Sniper Wombat says, apparently Galvin is moving to the Dogs and they're moving Burton to fullback, I think. Oh, I getcha. Okay. Maybe. That wouldn't surprise... Well, it wouldn't surprise... Oh, the Sharks have knocked it on. The Sharks are all over the shop right now. So Roosters will be 0 tackle at the 40 metres out. What's happening? What is happening right now? Yeah, Bulldogs playing moving. I get it now. Yeah, okay, that makes sense now. But then again, what happens to Connor Tracy? Because Connor Tracy's a good fullback. So they just drop Connor Tracy? That's going to be a strip against the Sharks. I take the 2 of them, the Roosters. Cronulla, what the fuck is happening? What are you doing? This is a very weak Rooster side. How are you getting absolutely pumped by them right now? And what is Nico Hines doing? That was very clearly a strip there and 2 in the tackle. This is actually baffling my brain right now. This is baffling my brain. I can't even understand what's happening. Connor Tracy to the Bears. It's a shout if that does happen. If they do put Galvin into the 6. Like... or are they thinking maybe they put Galvin to the 7? I don't know. Oh yeah, I just realised because they've gone all in on like Toby Sexton and Burton as their halves. It'd be really odd to drop one of them or to push one of them. You'd have to drop Toby because he wouldn't go anywhere else. But if you go into the 6, then you'd have to push Burton somewhere else. But it's just an odd thought process actually. So the Roosters will go for the 2 here. They will go for the penalty. Actually, I just remembered that Roosters usually when they score first, they do go on to lose the game. But this is wild right now. Because this has been one of the best starts I've seen nearly across the competition this season in regards to how hot they've started. They were unlucky not to score 2 tries in the first 5 minutes of this game. So Sandon Smith here to make it an 8-point game. And they will do that. So it is 8-0 here to the Roosters. Maybe we could be seeing another fantastic upset round here. So the Dolphins were the underdogs against the Dogs. The Eels were the underdogs against Manly. The Knights were the underdogs against Panthers. Yeah, every game so far has been an upset. So if the Roosters go on to win this game, that's another massive upset. That'll be the biggest upset of the round. Sniper Wombat says, Roosters always start hot with enthusiasm recently, but then die off when the second half comes. Yeah, it's true. They were up 14-0 against the Dogs last week before losing 24-20. controversially, but still lost it. And they have been a bit of a hot start team and fallen off, but, this has been a really good start. Duck says, surely I jokingly put money on the Roosters minus 12.5 first half and mark try. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, but, potentially with how it started. So Dom Young now, he'll bring it out to the 20 on second tackle. Come on, Roosters, surely. Well, I don't know about why. There's no surely. And another penalty. The Sharks are just awful right now. They're playing like a spoon team in this first 10 minutes. 30 minutes to go in the first half. It's going to be a penalty to the Roosters here. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, but wow. Eels been playing good the last couple of rounds. Sure, but they played in an origin depleted game against Manly, and Manly have been really average so far this season. And then the game before that, the Eels beat the Knights, so it's not like those two games are kind of anything to write home about. But yeah, the Eels have been at least winning a couple of games, which is definitely good for them so far. What's your definition of good, Tom? Yeah, it's the opposition they've been playing hasn't exactly been outstanding. And now Hugo Savala will be taken down here at the 25, third tackle. But he said it'd be good if we showed that we wanted to win. It would be nice. Again, though, the Roosters are playing some great footy in this first 10 minutes. So, yeah, look, the Sharks have been playing bad. Dom Young down to the wing here. He's the 20, the 15, the 10, fourth tackle. And the Roosters have been playing some really good footy to start this first 10 minutes. So it's not just that the Sharks are off it, but the Roosters have really given it to them. Sandon Smith out to the left, Victor Radley. Radley now 10 metres away, fifth tackle. Sharks, you have to defend this set. This is very important here. Hugo Savala, they go out of the wing again. Daniel Tupou, he will score. He will score. It's 12-0 here with the kick to come. Sharks, you are giving yourself fraud alert central right now. I'm close. It's so early in this game. But based off of how you're playing right now, comparatively with the Roosters as well, I'm close to putting fraud alert over the top of your name. I am very close to putting fraud alert over the top of your name. They are missing they are missing half of their team here, the Roosters. And you are getting punched in the mouth. They are missing half of their team to Origin, Sharks. What are you doing? We put the Storm last week. Yeah, but the Storm have been 50-50 all season long as well. Mawene Hiroti is not a winger, clearly. Daniel Tupou is destroying that man out in the wing. If I'm the Roosters, I just keep kicking it out there because Tupou's going to destroy Mawene Hiroti all night. All night. If I'm the Roosters, I just continuously will kick out to that corner. Hiroti has shown absolutely no sense of ability to play the wing here. Absolutely no sense. Tom says, well, they played good against Manly without Moses and Lomax. Yeah, but also Manly had plays out as well. Let's not pretend like Manly was a fantastic result. They got the win, congratulations, but Manly have also dropped out of the top 8, and Manly also haven't been great this season at all. That's not a massive win. It's just a win. Let's not overrate the Eels based off a win against the Knights, who were in 17th prior to the game today against the 7 Panthers, 7 full-strength, 7 first-grade Panthers lineup that were missing, and the Manly game. But anyway, so the Roosters will kick it. It's 14-0 in 13 minutes. 14-0. Hiroti should not be marking someone who is 96% under the high ball. He has no intent on getting it. He has no intent. He's shown absolutely nothing here. Look at him. He's not even jumping for it, really. He's not even jumping for it. Yeah, Roosters should win first half, Sharks back second. Sure, but this is still extremely disappointing from Cronulla regardless. Tom says, why do you go for the Titans? Because I'm from the Gold Coast. It's called supporting your community, supporting the people that you are around. No, let him talk, Jay, because I'm happy to shit on Para all day if you want, Tom. Because they're a very easy team to shit on considering that they've cheated to win 2 wooden spoons in a row. What are you doing? Why are you coming for the Titans now? I'm just telling you that Manly and Knights nothing to write home about. Eels have definitely done good to win 2 games in a row for sure, but I would settle down in regards to trying to disperse it onto my team because it's very easy to shit on your team. I'm just saying, congratulations on the Eels winning 2 games, but relax, they're not winning the comp based on those 2 games, and that's going to be a knock on there for the Roosters, and the Sharks will get the ball at 20. Casey says, are the Sharks a good second half team, though? It's a good question, actually, Casey. I don't think they're really necessarily known as a good second half team. I wasn't trying to. I was just asking why. Tom, you've been around here long enough, mate. I've seen you around this channel. You know exactly why I support the Titans. And also, that's just how people support their teams. Why would I choose to support the Titans? They've been an awful team since their inception. I choose to support them because I'm from the Gold Coast, because I have loyalty. I have loyalty to my community. I have loyalty to the people I've grown up with, to the family, the friends that I've known on the Gold Coast, and it's because it's where I'm from. So, of course, I'm going to support my local team. So, Kale Ero now, otherwise I would have supported the Storm, or I would have supported the Roosters, or a good team. All right, so first tackle here for the Sharks. They're 20 metres out. They give it off to Adam Fanor-Blake, and Adam Fanor-Blake is going to be 15 metres away from the line, second tackle. Eels fans have been on one this weekend. It's crazy, Brenton. It really is. It's crazy. All right, so Nico Hines gives it out to Trindle. Trindle underneath now to Brett Nakora. Now, this will be a big important set here too, because the Sharks score on their first attacking opportunity. Then this could be a very high-scoring game. Blake Brayley, he goes out to the left, gives it off to Nico Hines. Hines, short ball. Good run there by Billy Burns, but then he'll get crunched in the tackle by the Roosters, the 5. Jesus is up the wires. Yeah, well, that's a big game tomorrow between the Warriors and Canberra Raiders. Out to Nico Hines, short ball again. Sharks will score out of the post. Okay, this might be a high-scoring game. Cameron McInnes will score out of the post here, and it's 14-4 with the kick to come. This may be a high-scoring game here, lads. We might be in for an absolute belter of a high-scoring game, because the Roosters scored. They dominated the first 10 minutes. Look, that was premiership worthy, that first 10 minutes. I've got to say, the Roosters in the first 10 minutes looked premiership worthy. But that defense is back down to the bottom 4. Because the Sharks have just scored at ease as well. So the Roosters scored at ease, which is very concerning signs for Cronulla. But the Sharks have then hit back quite literally immediately. So 14-4, with the kick to come, and it will be 14-6 because it's right next to the post. Skippity Messi says, who scored so far? Cameron McInnes scored for the Sharks, and Daniel Tupou scored both tries. Oh, yeah, both tries. Sorry, I saw 14, and I thought maybe there was a missed kick, but no. Tupou scored twice. If the Roosters just keep kicking out left, Mawene Hiroti has showed absolutely no intention to go over the high ball, and Daniel Tupou is arguably the best high... Oh, Xavier Coates probably first. But Daniel Tupou would be top 3, definitely top 3, maybe top 2 for best wingers in the comp for the high ball. If anyone can think of somebody better, please let me know. I've got Xavier Coates number 1, and I'll probably put Tupou second. But then again, I might be missing another winger across the competition. So let me know in the comment section if you let me know in the comment section if there's someone else you'd put above. So Nico Hines here from right in front, he will bang right on through. So it is 14-6 with 24 minutes to go the first half. Mitchell says, if McInnes isn't voted the world's sexiest man, we riot. Mitchell, the issue here is that there is a man called Sexy Sexton in the competition, Toby Sexton, and he has officially got the sexiest look across the world. So it would be Toby Sexton 1 and then McInnes 2 for sure. But it says, getting flogged on the high ball 2 weeks in a row. Yeah, to be fair, you played Xavier Coates last week, actually, and Xavier Coates did dominate. I know the Sharks won, but Xavier Coates had a fantastic game. So Xavier Coates and now Tupou, it's showing that the Sharks are a concern under the high ball. So Adam Fanor-Blake now bring this ball back out from the in goal. There has been 3 tries in 16 minutes. Bostock has been alright, sure, Brenton, but I wouldn't be putting him above Tupou or Xavier Coates. But Bostock is tall and good under the high ball for sure. But surely we wouldn't be comparing him with Tupou and that just yet. Blake Brayley with a great run there, but then gets crunched at the 25, third tackle. You're right, Colin Sexton's very sexy. Colin Sexton, biggest pretender ever to see. You put him under the same scope as Sexy Sexton, Toby Sexton? Unbelievable. Good run again from McInnes. Jeez, he's just dragging the Sharks back into this. Fifth tackle now at the 50. Here to Specky on us. Xavier Coates does that to everyone, though. All right, down to the corner. Good take by Dom Young, who's usually a concern. And it's funny how much we're talking about the high ball in this game, because Dom Young is usually a bit of a worry. But if anything, you'd be wanting to try and kick this towards... Oh, well, Nwanga Tuwase is not down the back on the wing today. Actually, no, he's in the centres. So, yeah, they've definitely not got him down on that wing after last week's performance. Tedesco now gets his ball out of the 30 on third tackle. Nico's got to be... Yeah, Nico's given away a penalty. Nico has given away 2 penalties in the first 17 minutes here. I don't know what he's doing. But I do like the suggestion, Brenton. I'm not saying that Bostock is a bad suggestion. I'd say maybe you could say currently in the game you could argue top 5. Like you could currently in the game you could argue top 5. Because neither one of the Knights wingers, you wouldn't be adding Titans wingers, no, you wouldn't be adding Broncos wingers. Watinsa Lesniak's a bit of a concern on the eyeball. Raiders, no. No one from the Panthers, really. Like, Toto's safe, but he's not tall, so he's not kind of on that caliber. Let's see if this game settles down a bit now, or it's just because this is a very high-paced first 18 minutes. This 18 minutes has flown by. Victor Radley now at the 35. Great run to third tackle. Oh, Lomax is there too. I don't know if I would say under, like, specifically jumping up on like a wing. First, he's not a winger. Lomax is a centre. But then again, when he does play wing, like he's pretty good there. But I still would probably I'd still put Bostock better under a good high kick than Lomax. Fit tackle. Lomax is a better player though. Savala again out to Daniel Tupou, and Mawene Aroti caught a ball, ladies and gentlemen. Mawene Aroti caught a ball against Daniel Tupou. You gotta love that. If he finally was able to beat out Daniel Tupou in a marking contest. And now the Sharks to the 15. Lucky that wasn't a high tackle just then. Code's getting scouted by Carlton because of that try last week, or just scouted by Dan Gorringe. Yeah, definitely Dan Gorringe. And Kale Iro, he's having a good start here. He'll be at the 30 on fourth tackle. Not making a huge amount of meters though, Cronulla. They just need to keep giving the ball to Cameron McInnes because he's been doing some great stuff. Big Papa says, you're looking sexy in that shirt. Oh, mate, if you think I'm looking sexy in this shirt, you wait till you see my pants! Ha ha ha! The elephant pants. Oh, my gosh. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so chuffed with these pants. They cost me like $5. The old Thailand elephant pants. And Billy Smith gets crunched in a tackle there by Billy Burns, who I've actually been impressed with this year, to be fair. I don't think Billy Burns was anything spectacular at the Dragons and for his first little bit at Cronulla, but I think this year he's been pretty solid for the most part. James Tedesco, he'll go out to the left. Sandon Smith, nearly a knock on, but they do catch it, and it will be Egan Butcher taken down at the 35. What happened to Nat Butcher, by the way? His name, because of Egan, just came into my brain. Where's Nat Butcher gone? Is he injured, or did he leave? I can't remember. So fit tackle, Roosters out of the right in a very frenetic pace first 20 minutes. Roosters knock the ball back. Oh, it's a knock on Sharks. Oh, it's going to be a penalty to the Roosters. Bumped and shoved the ball, so it's a penalty to the Roosters here. David says, you get veneers whilst you're there, Blaze. You got some good chompers. I should get some veneers. I should. I've got like a little hole here. Like, I've had this for ages. My teeth used to be messed up when I was, like, super young, and they fixed themselves, but they're still not great, obviously. But I might consider getting some dental work in Thailand. So, first tackle over the Roosters, 10 metres out. I don't think I need veneers, though. Veneers can look weird on people. Second tackle, 4 metres out from the line. Most of the time, veneers look quite strange, to be fair. And that's forward pass. Yep, that's forward pass from the Roosters. The Sharks get the ball at the 10. He's on the bench, I think. I haven't heard his name much at all. No, Nat Butcher's not on the bench. No, he's not. Nat Butcher is not on the bench. Zach Docker, Clay, Taylor, Lasalu, Blake Stephens, Xavier Vata. He not there. He not there. Do you think Penrith can't win the comp? Penrith aren't winning the comp, bro. They're 17th position right now. They're 17th position with 9 points. Could they still make the 8? They're only 3 points off it. But no, I don't have the Panthers to win the comp this year. I don't even have them to make the 8. Like, even when they've had a full-strength team, they've been struggling this year, man. Let alone, like, the last game, the game against the Knights is a throwaway. They had Brian Toto out, Nathan Cleary out, Dylan Edwards. Oh, good run. Nico Hines is away. Nico Hines away. Should have passed that ball off to Jesse Ramian, but either way, they made a bit of a break now. Sharks now down the right side again. They get the ball over the top, and it's a knock-on from the Roosters. But close to an intercept. Close to an intercept from Sandon Smith, but also stopped the try, so you can take it either way. You can take it either way. Dom says, get the Bevo veneers. Bevo. Now we're talking. GZ says, you get any boom boom action from the Thai lady boys? So I was out at the Thai fight night last night, and there's plenty around. Let's put it that way. I was at one of the Thai fight nights, Muay Thai, which was an awesome night. Awesome night, man. I was literally, like, I had the sweat come down on me. I was in the corner of the blue side of the ring, and I was right. You'll see it on BKRtravel. Like, I was in the corner. It was amazing. That's how close I was. Will Candy, 13 metres away from the line, 4 tackle. Here we go. Blake Brayley goes out to the right. Nico Hines. Hines, short ball. Oregon Kafusi so close. Fit tackle now for the Sharks. Blake Brayley kicks it through. Dropout coming up here from the Roosters of the Sharks. This game is just bang, 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 high pace. There was no ring girls, Blissy. There was no ring girls. A lot of attractive women there, but there was also a lot of I think it's called Katoi. I think Katoi is what ladyboys are. I think that's the Thai name for it. That's a real big kick. That's going to go 70 meters from the dropout. That's a whopper of a dropout there from the Roosters. The Sharks weren't ready for it, and the Sharks are going to get the dropout 64 meters away here from the Roosters line. In my opinion, I've got Raiders winning the comp. No one can stop them. No, you're a Raiders fan, and we've already gone over this, Big Papa. I've already told you time and time again to relax, because I remember how upset you were when they lost a couple of weeks ago. So, congratulations on them doing well, because I actually, if you go back to my postseason report last year, I said the Raiders are actually a better team than most people think, but let's relax. Will Candy here. Will Candy flicks underneath, and that's a great run from Candy, and then great pass back to Hiroti. Ramian, they go quickly. Great play the ball speed there. And Ramian's fit. That's a high tackle. That's a high tackle. That's a high tackle, referee. Didn't call the penalty. That was a high tackle. Nico Hines out to the left-hand side. Kale Iro. Iro steps. It's fit tackle. It's fit tackle, Iro. And then he flicks it, and it's a knock-on. I'm sorry. One, Iro, you got to be kicking that ball through there. But also, secondly, the Sharks have got to be getting their shits together in the Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. You got to be doing way better than that there. That is also on Nero, though. He should have either kicked that through or done something with it. KCT says Doggies have the best chance of winning, in my opinion, not because they're first. They just have a good team with good chemistry. I think that right this very second, coming into this game, I thought the Sharks were back, but now they're a bit of a worry. Right this second, sure, but every single team has still got a lot of problems that they've got to sort through. We're only 12 rounds into the season, so plenty of time to sort through them, but that's inclusive of the Dogs, the Raiders, the Warriors, everybody. But out of the top three area, I would say, Dom Young down to the wing. Oh, Roosters will score. Hugo Savala will score. I tell you what, Sharks, you are so close to getting fraud alert on your face. Like, I really want to put fraud alert over the top of you. This is disgraceful. Roosters are playing some good footy, but this is wild. They have 5 players out to Origin, bro. Roosters have 5 players out. You have a full-strength team, Cronulla. You have a full-strength team. That's a great flick pass, too. And that probably would have been a shoulder charge. That might come back for on report as well. But Tedesco with the flick pass to Hugo Savala was great. That's champagne footy there, too. Hey, champagne footy there. That's a great flick pass from Tedesco. Big Poet, bro, I gotta be honest with you, man. We hear you dribble about the Raiders every single game. Bro, your game is on tomorrow. Can you just wait? We don't give a fuck about the Raiders right now, man. Every comment you make is about Canberra. We will talk about the Raiders in their game tomorrow. We're currently watching the Roosters versus the Sharks. I've told you time and time again. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand why you think that we need to be talking about Canberra 24/7. I'm a Titans fan. I don't want to talk about my team, but even if we were up the top, I'd still be focusing on the game that we're watching, man. We don't care about Canberra right now, man. We don't need to be going through an analytical report 24/7 about everything that's going on in one of the most obscure places in Australia. Love you, man. But, like, remember, we're not watching the Raiders. We're not watching them. You don't need to comment every comment about Canberra. Like, truly. Sanders Smith will get the kick. So it's 20-6 here to the Roosters with 13 minutes to go the first half. I don't get it. Like, the guy comes in and floods every stream that he's in with Canberra Raiders dribble, and it's like an I told you so every time. Bro, we're in round 12 now. Come on, man. Like, yeah. Oh, it's going to be a bin here for Mulatalo. Mulatalo is going to the bin here for the Sharks. They're having a horror first 27 minutes here. Yeah, no, Mulatalo will go to the bin for a direct shoulder contact to the head of Mark Nwangana-Tawase. It's the correct call. It's the correct call. Yeah, that is the correct call. It's a big hit there for Mulatalo. Nwangana-Tawase probably has to come off for a HIA too, but Mulatalo deservedly in the bin there. Tom says people actually live in Canberra. I don't have a problem with Canberra. It's just like this one guy never stops coming in here talking about them 24/7. It's like you guys can talk about what you want in the chat, but just like at least make it related to something that we're watching. Especially when the Raiders game is on tomorrow, we can sit there and circle jerk them to the cows come home in the game that they play literally tomorrow. So the Roosters now 13 metres out. That was the send off in Origin. Yeah, it was. Like that one was a bit different, but it was still. I can understand what. I know you're probably even joking, but I can understand the comparison. So third tackle now for the Roosters at the 30. It's problem for Queen. Still a member, by the way, Joe. Still a member. Oh, Radley crunch on the tackle at 35, 4 tackle. What an odd start here for the Sharks. What an odd start. Sandon Smith, they get out left, and the Roosters will be at the 50 now. He's actually a member on 2 accounts, Joe, which is quite interesting, considering he had a monumental blowout. And Kennedy drops the ball, goes backwards though. He'll be able to get out of the in goal, but damn, the Sharks are just all over the shop. Dasmate says, finally a year later, us New South Wales fans are proven right. Blues robbed. Queensland were already leading when that send-off happened. And like the Blues did well to try to keep the game very competitive. But like Queensland was already leading before that. I'm arguing that without that send-off, Queensland win the series 3-0. Prove me wrong. They're up 6-0 when it happened. They're up 6-0 when Suaalii got sent off. So Adam Fanor-Blake now to the 33. Jeez, this guy's a big boy. Who is that? Is that Taylor Lasalu? Taylor Lasalu was a big bopper, dude. Damn. He's huge. So first tackle of the Roosters, the 40. JFL Money says, we all need a break from any Ronaldo chirping, I guess. I enjoy the entertainment of it all. You know, like, I will talk shit and have a laugh and take the piss out of it and get frustrated when he does it and whatnot. But at the end of the day, people like taking it out of the game of footy and going and messaging him and, you know, going full blast on it. It's like, come on, man. It's entertaining, man. You love to hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a love to hate kind of thing. It's a bit of a stretch, boys. No. Queensland probably would have won 30-0 all 3 games without that send-off. Oh, my gosh. The Sharks. Oh, he's tried the flick pass there, and the Roosters are going to knock. There's going to be a knock-on. But the Sharks might get pumped here if they keep playing like this. The Sharks might get pumped here. They are playing so poorly defensively. This is the second best defensive team in the comp right now. So the Sharks have given up 206 points so far this season. Sorry. They're 4th best defense, but the top 4 teams defensively are the Warriors 200 given up, the Bulldogs 202 given up, the Storm 203 given up, and the Sharks 206 given up. That is a 6-point gap between 1st and 4th on the defensive marker. And the Warriors are the best defensive team in the comp currently, which is crazy to say. So the Sharks now, considering just last year, in like round 20 or whatever it was, when the Titans put 66 past them, to think that turnaround is amazing. It's amazing. Hunter said Kennedy's been bad the last 2 weeks. Yeah, Kennedy's had a rough couple of games for sure. He has had a rough couple of games. I don't think he deserved to be in the Dally M leader after the first 8 rounds or whatever it was, or 9 rounds. But it was still. Oh, that's a big hit. That's a big hit. Sharks get the ball here at the 40 on 4 tackle. This game has been just chock-a-block so far. Adam Fanor-Blake at the 5th tackle at the 50. But like even when the Roosters run to the pump and there was a dropout coming up and everything, they kicked the ball 70 metres off the dropout. Like it tells you how much they're really into this game. And Tupou might be away here. Tupou will be taken down at the 35. That was a great run again, though. Sharks just have not gotten into this game. Big Bubba says, I got timed out. Good, dude. Good. Maybe it'll teach you to... they threw the ball over the sideline. It'll teach you. Settle down, bro. Just settle down. Enjoy the game we're watching. Good. Like, I didn't time you out, but I'm glad whoever did. Rory J, and I back it. Jared Farmoni says, oh yeah, I'm a firm believer that we need those characters in the game like Ronaldo. Absolutely. It makes the game entertaining. and it's like, yeah, when he's playing and he's talking shit, you love to hate him, right? And if you're a Cronulla fan, you love him. It's all part of it, man. It's fun. You know, the banter, the shit talk, you know, having a crack is great fun as long as it's not like as long as it's not dirty plays. I hate that. Like if they're coming in and doing deliberate I don't think it was a deliberate headshot there with the shoulder, but as long as they're not deliberately coming in and being a complete grub on a dirty level like some plays have in the past, that's fine. But the way he carries on here is like it's entertaining because he just talks shit, even when he's losing. Which makes him look silly. Nico Hines at the 30, third tackle. I saw someone say something. What was it about? Piss off back to your gaming chair and play some Fortnite duos, Ronaldo. Fourth tackle here at the 20. Blake Brayley off to Hines. Hines to Braden Trindle. Trindle gets it off to the wing where Morini Hiroti will be taken down 10 metres away now. Fifth tackle. That's 6 again. That's got to be 6 again, ref. Yeah. Ref, you got to be calling that. And that's an awful kick there from Trindle. But this also may be a trip here on the Roosters. There might be a penalty here. That kick was awful from Trindle. He doesn't deserve to get anything from this, but he may. He may. He may. Talk shit, Papa. Dare ya. Oh, what? Did he say something? Oh, no. Big Papa, if you're about to insult Daz, mate, just remember he's a Bulldogs fan. There's 2 trips here. I think the other one has tripped him up. I think, is it Siwa Wong? I think Siwa Wong is going to be done in for a trip. That's a trip. Yeah. Yeah. So penalty to Sharks. It won't be a bin, but it's a penalty to Cronulla. Yeah, it's not a professional foul. The ball is clearly going. If that was a good enough kick there, even if that was even remotely a good enough kick there from Trindle, if that was a remotely good enough kick from Trindle, that would have been a professional foul. But it was way too heavy. So it'll be a penalty here to the Sharks. Obviously no try. Felicity says he goes to the ball, but he's tripped him regardless. I don't know if Siwa Wong was. I think Siwa Wong has clearly lent into it. I think if you're looking at Billy Smith, and that was fine. But Siwa Wong was the perpetrator there. All right, so Sharks now. They're going to be 10 metres away from the line. First tackle. Oh, the Sharks have knocked the ball on first tackle. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh, Sharks. Oh, my gosh. This is painful to watch if you're a Cronulla fan. Even if you're not a Cronulla fan, watching the Sharks play right now is painful. Weren't trips always been? Once upon a time they were, Andrew, yes. Once upon a time they were. Jesse Colhoun has just lost the ball there, cold. Dude. Look at how many players are out for the Roosters, Cronulla. How are you playing this poorly? I know the Roosters are usually a good first half team, but dearie me, they've still got a couple of minutes with Mulatalo in the bin here. So Nwanga to Wase will get this ball to the 15. Marcus says, I reckon the Sharks will come back. I don't put it out of the equation. That's a forward pass. I don't put it out of the equation here, man. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Sharks have been putrid this first half. Roosters are going to cook my perfect round. The only game I got wrong was actually your game. Yeah. Yeah, I tipped the Dolphins and I tipped the Knights. I don't know how the Knights weren't. Not favourites. I can understand why Panthers could have been maybe like $1.85 to $1.95 kind of deal. But $1.85 to $2. But $1.50 was absurd for the Panthers. Lost the ball. So Sharks with the ball at the 45. All right, Sharks, you got to capitalise, man. You got to capitalise. You've got to capitalise here, dude. So a couple of knock-ons here currently. If the Sharks can score before half-time and bring it within 8, like it's not good, but it's better considering how much they've been slapped. Yeah, Tunga back row was my selling point. Oh, I don't think Tunga back row is my biggest concern. My biggest concern was the fact that they had 7 of their starters out. Luke Garner, Isaiah Papali'i, Nathan Cleary, Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards, Isaiah Yo. Like, there are plenty of players out. Billy Burns now at the 42. Yeah, the Knights had Ponga and whatnot, but you can't lose that many players. And oh, jeez, that's a risky pass from Talakai. Second tackle now for the Sharks. 32 metres out. Minute 45 to go here of the bin for Molitalo. They give it out to Talakai. And Talakai is 20 metres away. Third tackle. If you can score here, you're right back in the game just before half time. And then you'll get Molitalo back on. 6 again here for Cronulla. So they're within the 20. 15 out. And it's going to be first tackle. 15 away. Off to Talakai. Talakai gives it off to Hamlin-Ueli. And Hamlin-Ueli is 8 metres away now from the line. Second tackle. Yo-oh. Yo-oh, yo-yo. Out to Nico Hines. Here's a quick pass. Bounces. Morning Hiroti, but slowed down the play. Hiroti gets across the field. This is going to be a try, but there may be obstruction. He shouldn't have scored, man. Hiroti, you got to know better, dude. It's an obstruction. I'm going to tell you, this is the worst Sharks have played all year. This is the worst the Sharks have played all year, and they've played some bad games. They are playing some awful football right now. You and I both know, Hiroti, that you know there was a player in front of you that protected you from running to the line. So, like, unless the Roosters knock this ball on here and they say there's no advantage played or something, no, I don't think the Roosters touch it. And no. I don't think that Billy Smith touches that. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, it is touched by Billy Smith. So this will be a knock-on, and then there'll be no advantage played. There'll be no advantage played by the time the obstruction comes. It's going to be Cronulla ball. He'll run behind his play here, which... Oh, maybe not. This may be a try, dude. Like, he does still go behind his player, though. Yeah, like... It's a no try, but it's Sharks ball anyway from the knock on. Like, it's weak, but it's like, it is true. He does run behind his player. He still gets the tackle. He does still get the tackle, Brenton, but he can't push up. So basically what they're saying is that if he could push forward from there to go even half a metre forward or a metre forward, he would have got to the tackle earlier, which means he might have gotten to him before he could cut inside. So it's the correct call. It's rough because at the end, like, it's the correct call at the end of the day. It is a correct call. It is a correct call. Blitz says, Rugby League gods run outside there. Yeah, you're very lucky Billy Smith knocked that ball on. But this still is an awful performance from Cronulla in this first half, though. 4 minutes to go in the first half, guys. Hit that like button. Don't be slacko. Don't be a slacko wacko. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Go out to the left here. Nico Hines, 15 metres out. Now see for Talakai. And Talakai with a good run. 8 metres out. He's been giving it a crack here today, Talakai. Blake Brayley gives it to Colhoun. And penalty here to the Sharks for a high tackle from the Roosters. David Saul says, when the top teams underestimate the bottom teams, they deserve what they want. I agree, but I would also say that the Roosters have come in with 5 players out here. And they've also been poor even with them. So... the Roosters have a lot to prove in today's game, and you see the Roosters, when they don't have anything to prove, they usually lose at the moment, but when they do have something to prove, they do win, as Sharks have been pathetic, bro. Like, this is pathetic. I'm sorry, but Sharks, like, you may win this game. You may win this game. You may win this game, but you're getting the fraud alert on top of you. You may win this game still. But this is absolutely fraud alert worthy. Like, this is how much I think of you right now. This is how much I think of you right now. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Cronulla. Again, they may still win this game. But for the time being, they're going here. And even if they win, I've still nearly got it there. Truly. Stall for Molitalo to get on. Oh, yeah, the knock-on was a great stall for Molitalo to get on. All right, so second tackle now for the Roosters, and they're at the 15. This game ruined my Saturday, Jay says. It's not fun when it's my team. No, everyone has a laugh when the fraud alert comes over another team, but don't worry, the Bulldogs fans get annoyed when I put the fraud alert on top of theirs. Everyone does. Of course you do. Of course you do. It's just unfortunate my Titans are always so arse that I can never put them on fraud alert because no one ever believed in them to start with. So, fit tackle, my team's just never good enough to disappoint. They just disappoint from a disappointing position. So the Sharks will get this ball at the 15 through Candy. He flicks the ball all the way across here to Molitalo, who's just come back on. Molitalo, great run with his first touch of the ball since coming back from the bin. Jay and the Panthers versus Knights didn't. Yeah, Panthers versus Knights. Well, Brenton loved that game, but everybody else maybe not so much. So Sharks in the 44. They've lost nobody to Origin, haven't they? This is a full-strength Sharks team. They've got no Samuel Stone Street, which is why Moini Hiroti has been done over on that wing. But that's not due to Origin. That's due to injury, which happens in rugby league. That happens in sport. Sharks here. Oh, they've knocked the ball on again. Holy fuck me drunk and call me Stacey. Second tackle here with the Roosters at 35. If they score here, the Roosters... Alright, second tackle now with the Roosters at 28. On the Sharks side of the field. They give it up to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith now. Oh, Tedesco. Tom Young. Luckily, he didn't drop it. He does get it, but just take the tackle, bro. He's just running to the side now. And then he lost 10 metres on that run. If we don't score first next half, we aren't winning. It's a great Einstein fact there, Blitzy. Fourth tackle here for the Roosters at the 20. Victor Radley. And they quickly pass it out to the left. There's some good passing here from the Roosters in this game. Like I will say, the Roosters have played well. The Sharks have played bad, but the Roosters have played well as well. Too hard from Nwanga Tuwase. So that should be the halftime score unless the Sharks can go up the other end of the field in 30 seconds. So, can they get anything out of these last few seconds of this half? 23 seconds. They've got to go 70 metres. 70 metres. That penalty is actually quite big to take it past that 13-point game, that 12-point game. All right, so 13 seconds left. Blake Brayley gets it out to Trindle. Trindle off to Nico Hines. Nico Hines will run it to the 50. 5 seconds left here. What are you going to do? You're going to try and go for it? From the 50, Blake Brayley off to Ramian. And they just run the ball here. What are you doing? Try your arm. Test your luck, dude. Sharks, go into the sheds and honestly give yourself an uppercut. I'm going to go through the stats here right now because the errors would be absolutely through the roof here, Cronulla. I'm going to put an emphasis on this. The Roosters have played good. The Roosters have played really well. So don't take, if you're a Roosters fan and you can just see me here shitting on the Sharks the whole time, don't think that takes away from your performance because the Roosters have actually been really good here today. The Sharks, on the other hand, have been putrid. They've been putrid. They have a full-strength team. Full strength. And I don't want to hear any excuses of Samuel Stone Street and whatnot. Because at the end of the day, William Kennedy is their starting fullback. Hiroti is the one that came in for Stone Street. Ramian and Iro are their starting centres. Molitalo is your starting winger. Trindle and Hines your starting halves. Adam Fanua-Blake and Oregon Kafusi are your starting front row. Blake Brayley is your starting hooker. Britton Nakora and Billy Burns are your starting back rowers. And Cameron McInnes is your starting lock. And he's captain. And the bench is pretty much straightforward what you would go with. Comparatively to the Roosters, Tedesco is their starter. Tupou and Dom Young. Dom Young is not their starter, but Tupou is. Billy Smith and Nwanga Tuwase, sure. Sandon Smith and Hugo Savala, sure. Yep. Makahesi Makatoa, not necessarily. Salesi Faketi, not necessarily. Benai Uelu, not necessarily. The whole forwards is just completely all over the shop. No Angus. Man, anyway, so. Let's go through some of these stats because they're not going to look good on Cronulla. But guys, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Let's do this. So 52% possession for the Roosters, 48% possession for the Sharks. Is a surprise considering how many errors the Sharks have had. It's a minute difference in regards to time of possession. The Roosters' completion rate is abysmal. It's worse than the Sharks, which tells you how poor the Sharks have actually been too. But the Roosters are at 68% completion rate of 13 from 19. That's not good. Sharks are at 73% with 14 from 19. Same amount of ball, one extra set. But the Roosters have had more time in possession, which tells you a lot. All runs is 89 runs there for the Roosters, 76 runs for the Sharks, 852 run meters for the Roosters with 700 run meters for the Sharks. So that means if you're averaging 10 meters per run, 13 runs difference, the Roosters are still ahead by about 22 odd runs based off of that average marker of what you would be attempting to achieve per run. 10 metres per run is a lot. That is a lot, but that's what you kind of look for. So the Roosters at 100, it'll update through half time, these stats, but it's a basis. Point is they're about 130 odd metres above them through 13 runs. So, on that basis, sure, of the equal with the 10 metres per run, but it's not good for Cronulla. Post-contact metres is 241 to the Roosters, 218 to the Sharks. I'd probably give the advantage there to the Sharks just based off of the 13 less runs. Line breaks is 3-1 Roosters' way. Tackle breaks is 15-12 Roosters' way. Average set distance is 44.84 for the Roosters, which is on the brink of really, really good, like phenomenal, 45 plus. Just short of it though. And the Sharks were at 38.71, which is on the higher end of actually doing, the higher end of the basic where you would expect 35 to 40. It's updated to 39.25. They're getting close to it. So what these stats are showing is that the Sharks, when they have the ball and they're not making errors, they're not doing stupid shit, they're actually well and truly in the game in regards to, I guess even you could add the meters in, but also specifically in regards to the set distance, in regards to the similar amount of tackle breaks, not too many difference in line breaks. Post-contact is actually probably in their favour. The Sharks are just playing appallingly. But this isn't showing that on that marker until we get down to the errors. 3.42 seconds on the average play the ball speed for Cronulla, which is, it's fast enough. It's not crazy. It's pretty flat there, pretty bare basic, but the Roosters at 3.46 is the same thing. Offloads is 1-0 Roosters' way. Forced dropouts is 1-0 Sharks' way. A kick defusal is awful. 0% for the Roosters is crazy, and 25% for the Sharks. Effective tackle percentage. These stats are not actually aligning with the way this game has looked on the eye test. Because the defensive effective tackle percentage, both teams are playing well. 92.68% here for the Roosters is really good. 152 tackles made for 12 missed tackles, and a really impressive 0 ineffective tackles. That's really good stuff there from the Roosters. 92.68 is phenomenal stuff. The Sharks are at 89.6%, close enough to 90%. That's really good. 88% on the flat line of 88.0 is the bare basic. They're at 89.6. That's good. 155 tackles made for 115 missed tackles. 155 tackles made for 15 missed tackles and 3 ineffective is not awful. It's not fantastic, but it's not awful. Like, there are only 3 more missed tackles than the Roosters, and they've just got 3 more ineffective tackles. Like, it's astounding that these stats are as close as they are. The Roosters have made more errors. It's 8-5 errors, Roosters. The Roosters have made 8 errors to 5 of the Sharks. Penalties conceded is 5 penalties to the Sharks and 2 to the Roosters. Ruck infringements is 2 Roosters, 0 Sharks. Obviously, the Sharks had the bin of Mulatalo and on report 1. These stats don't align with what I just watched. Like, obviously, these stats are real. Don't get me wrong. These stats are real, but that doesn't align with what... Am I crazy? This game didn't look even at all. Jump in the chat and let me know if I'm just going crazy or whatnot. I know I'm crazy, but those stats don't align with how this game has looked on the eye test. They do not align with how this game has looked on the eye test. Because the Sharks are well in this game statistically. The Roosters have actually been worse. It's like a 50-50 battle. What? The Roosters have dominated this game. The Sharks have looked awful. Anyway, like the game, I guess, is still on. Yeah, Sharks didn't pass my eye test, Brenton success. Yeah, I agree. Yes, Nwangana Twase is playing Hades. Anyway, that's the stats there, guys, at half time. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. That eye test does not align with those stats. Because stats-wise, the Sharks are actually pretty on par with the Roosters. Hey, he says, why isn't Nwangana Twase playing, or is he? And I can't see him. I don't know how you can't see him, because he was the one who Mulatalo clocked with the shoulder to the head for the sin bin. Nwangana Twase has clearly been in this game. David says, halftime stats are Chooks have been okay, Sharks have been shit. That's not what the stats say, though. That's the craziest thing, bro. That's not what the stats are saying. Hey, he says, Knight's easy one, I knew it. Wow, Sherlock Holmes over here. There's only 7 starters out for the Panthers. There was only Nathan Cleary, Dylan Edwards, Brian To'o, Isaiah Yo, Isaiah Papali'i, Luke Garner, Brian. Everyone was out for the Panthers. Like, you knew it, mate. You got it. You knew it. Brent says Sharks didn't pass my eye test. Jay says don't forget the Panthers were favourites last game. $1.55 favourites is just absurd. David says Statsman is obviously a Sharks fan because that sounds like classic stat padding. It really does. It really does. Like the Cronulla Sharks had a few opportunities as well. They had plenty of opportunities actually. They had plenty of opportunities to score a couple more tries, even when they had that dropout and they dropped the ball on first tackle or whatever. Like this Sharks team has been, they've had opportunities. I guess that's where they're getting these stats from. I don't know, man. Like that really baffles me. That first half stat line. It really does baffle me. Oh, true. I just got a. Oh no! I've just been invited out tonight. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Lockie Hutton says, "Hey bro, who's your current pick for the spoon?" My Titans are in a chance. Knights are still well and truly in it, man. I'm not letting last game differentiate my thought process. They played a Panthers team with 7 players out. And the Knights, they're still poor. I think the Eels are doing enough right now to say that they're in the equation, but they're doing enough, but they're not playing quality opposition in comparison. It's like Manly haven't been great, and also played them without Cherry Evans and a couple of lads. Plus also, they played the Knights last week, who have been awful. So the Eels are doing enough to kind of get away from like the Knights and the Titans. The Panthers are there too, but I think the Panthers will be good enough to for the spoon. Right now, it is between the Knights and the Titans. Right this very second, but that can change very quickly. Stat pad all you want, scoreboard doesn't lie. I agree, Dom. I agree. Like from what we've all witnessed here, like I would encourage anyone who's watching this. We've got a few people watching right now. Comment in the chat if you can tell me that what I'm saying and what other people here are saying is incorrect, and the Sharks weren't actually that bad. Please explain to me why. And like you can use the stats, I guess, but it's just from that first half. Did anyone else think that the Sharks looked as good as the stats just showed? It's not like the Sharks looked. The stats showed they were phenomenal, but again, the Roosters have more errors than Cronulla. Their defense has been better by a little bit. Nothing spectacular. There's only 3 missed tackles more and 3 ineffective. Like, yeah, the Sharks have conceded 3 more penalties, granted, but 8-5 error count to the Roosters. The Sharks haven't been done on a ruck infringement, whilst the Roosters have had 2. Sharks had a bin. Like, I don't think the Roosters scored when the Sharks had a man in the bin, did they? I don't know, man. I don't know. We don't know nothing about rugby league nowadays. We don't know nothing about rugby league nowadays, man. Truly. Shit's up. Everything's up shit creek, man. Everything's up shit creek. It really is. The Mulatala send-off would have been a difference maker. Sin bin. I need to clarify here for people who do comment this in the chat quite a bit. Again, it's not like a negative on you. I'm just kind of helping you understand it more. A send-off refers to when the player's been sent off the field. So a send-off means that the player won't come back for the game. A sin bin is when it's off for 10 minutes. Because there is a clear difference there. So that's, and it's not just you, David, who said this. I just wanted to, because I've seen this now a couple of times, I thought I'd make a mention of it. But yeah, the mullet, it was a sin bin, not a send-off. Jared Fartmoney says, Sharks definitely didn't look ready for what the Roosters were going to be like, but hey, 40 more minutes for it to change. There's plenty of time for this to change. The Roosters were up 14-0 last week, which is the exact same margin it is now. It's 20-6 the Roosters at half-time. You know, the Bulldogs, first place for a reason. They came back. They've been the comeback kings of recent note, but obviously not on Thursday. But it's not like this game is over. The Sharks could absolutely come out and fire in the second half, but the Roosters, I feel like, based off what I saw in that first 10 minutes, and I mentioned this briefly throughout that first half, when the Roosters have something to prove, they usually go and win. When the Roosters don't have anything to prove and they're just playing a regular game, they go on to lose this year. Right? So you saw, let's go through their games so far this season. The Roosters were 11-1 underdogs against the Panthers. I'm just going back to get this game. The Roosters were 11-1 underdogs to beat the Panthers after their 50-14 loss to the Broncos. Everyone was saying Roosters no chance, Roosters no hopers, Panthers, we didn't know how bad they were going to be this year. But, you know, the Roosters had absolutely no opportunity. Young team, dispersed from last year's Manu and all those guys, Sam Walker, none of these guys there. No one gave them a chance. They ended up winning that game because they had a lot to prove. They didn't have anything to prove against the Warriors. They lost 14-6. They didn't have anything to prove against the Titans. They lost 30-12. Rabbitohs Roosters game was like just a general irregular rivalry between the two teams. It wasn't like they had something to prove, and they lost 20-14. And then they had a lot to prove against the Broncos after 3 straight losses where they should have been expected to win probably at least 2 of those against the Warriors and the Titans. But then again, Warriors have been good this season. And then they go and beat the Broncos 26-16, only 5 weeks after losing to them 50-14. And then the week after, they go and lose 40-12 to the Panthers. Now, I don't think they had anything to prove in the Dragons game where they won 46-18 on Anzac Day, or the Dolphins game where they won 36-26. But at the end of the day, they were just better than those two teams. As simple as that. Went in the bye. Then they played the Dogs last week, and they threw away a 14-point lead. I don't know. I think that with the 5 players they've got out in this game, plus also still the players out like Sammy Walker and whatnot, I think they had a lot to show for today, and that's why they came with a bang, because everyone was tipping the Sharks. I tipped the Sharks 13+. I put my hand up and I say the Sharks should be winning this game 13+, based off of how these two teams came into this game, based off of the 2 lineups that are in this game. One team is in the bottom 4, or one team is 5th last, who can jump up to 10th with this Roosters win. Whilst the Sharks, with a win, would put themselves back into the range of the Bulldogs and the Warriors and the Raiders and the Storm and whatnot. So, going into this game, everything led towards a Sharks 13+ victory. But now, the Roosters are currently up 13+. Again, though, last week, the Roosters were up by 14 and ended up losing that game. Zach says, ask Sapello, he's a stats man. Sapello. That guy just disappeared completely. Jack Dempsey said, fraud watch again, Blaze. Well, yes, off that first half for sure. Could that be removed? Absolutely. But you need a massive change around. Jack, based off that first half, man, could you disagree with how frustratingly, aggressively angry I was getting at Cronulla for their performance in that first 40? Again, to remind the Roosters fans here in the chat, not saying that you didn't deserve this lead. You were good. But then again, the stats didn't necessarily show that in a lot of ways, like your errors department of 8 errors in the first half, which is phenomenally bad. But you were clearly the better team in that first half, so I'm not taking away from the Roosters result, but I am criticising heavily Cronulla's response. I'm criticising heavily this team that I predicted to win the comp this year for starters, but also secondly, a team that has 5 out of their last 6 wins coming into this game. 5 out of their last 6 games they have won. And they come into this game and far out, dude. But anyway, second half is starting here. Sharks, you got a mountain of effort to change this one around, but it's 26 the Roosters. Do me a favour, hit that like button. It's very easy to do. Support the channel and obviously subscribe if you're new around here. And don't forget, tomorrow we will be live for the Raiders taking on the Warriors in a big game there. 2nd versus 3rd. Actually, is it? Or is it Storm in 2nd? No, sorry. The Storm are in 3rd, Raiders are in 4th, Warriors are in 2nd. So 2nd versus 4th, but equal 3rd, whatever. So it will be Sharks starting with the ball here. 3rd tackle at 30. David says, Roosters trying to create an underdog tag for themselves sounds like a case for an identity crisis. Sure, but you can understand why they're underdogs. Nico Hines, right hand side, they're away here, the Sharks. They cut back on the inside. They're 30 metres out from the Roosters line. Good opening set here from Cronulla. They've gone 70 metres in their opening set. That's a good sign there. And they put it up into a good area from Trindle. Dom Young knocks the ball on. That's offside penalty. That's offside penalty, so it'll be Sharks ball here, 10 metres out. All right. Can the Sharks get up to a red-hot start here? Guys, comment in the chat right now. Do you think the Sharks can still win this game, or do you think the Roosters go on with it? Because that is not a good start there from Dom Young. And that's what we were saying before, early in the game, when we were talking about the high ball so much. Dom Young is susceptible under the high ball, and that's exactly proven right there. So Nico Hines, 10 metres out at CSF for Talakai. First tackle. The Roosters score within 2 minutes, a minute of the first half. Let's see if the Sharks can do the same thing, but for the second half, Blake Brayley to Nico Hines. Underneath, good run from Hungawelli, but good defense from the Roosters, 3 metres away. Second tackle, Blake Brayley. Out to Nico Hines. Hines at the back again to Trindle. Trindle gets it to Melitalo. High tackle. No, they're not going to call it. Yeah, they are going to call it. Late as, though. I don't understand how we can see that high tackle a good 3-4 seconds before the referee can see it. But at least the referee called it. I'm not criticising the referee there. I just don't understand how we can see that and then it takes 3-4 seconds before he even called it. Dion says, no Chooks got have faith. No Chooks got have faith? Are you saying no, the Roosters can't win, but you got to have faith? Or are you saying Roosters win because you got to have faith? I'm assuming you're saying Roosters win, you got to have faith that they win. I'm assuming that's what you're saying. So Brett Nakora here, They're 5 metres out from the line, second tackle. Chu's got it. Okay, Dion's drunk again, lads. Dion's drunk like yesterday again. Braden Hamlin-Ueli, he's 3 metres out from the line, third tackle. Third tackle. Yep, see Jason, same thing. Out to Nico Hines, short ball. Good defense for Roosters. Got to get the offload away. Here's a chance. Billy Burns! Oh, it's good scramble defense there from the Chooks. 4th tackle, 3 out. Out to Blake Brayley, short ball here. And Colhoun taking down 2 metres out. Good defense from the Roosters here. Good defense from the Roosters. Blake Brayley, Nico Hines. Hines out to Will Kennedy. Kennedy out to Britt Nakora. Kicks it through. Played out offside. He's offside. Oh, I think there was a Roosters player offside there. And they're going to call penalty to the Roosters here. Oh, I think the referee has missed an offside there. It was an accidental offside, but I think he has missed. They're going to challenge this, the Sharks. Oh, they're going to... Ruck interference. So not the same play that I'm talking about here. This is a ruck interference the Sharks are challenging here. This could be a knock-on otherwise. I was too focused on the previous play to... So Nakora... And... Oh, he does just brush it. I don't know if you're going to be able to overturn this one. I don't think you're going to be able to overturn this one, man. This is going to be a penalty to the Roosters. Yeah, fails to clear the ruck. Yeah, it's a penalty to the Roosters. Unsuccessful challenge. I don't know why Nakora is challenging that. He knows he's put his arm out. He knows he's put his arm out there. So, unsuccessful challenge there from Cronulla. And the Roosters will get the penalty. They will get the penalty. So 71% of people have voted the Roosters here in the poll. If you are watching right now, go and vote in the poll. 71% Roosters. Surely most of those people have come in and put that in afterwards. Surely that wasn't what the prediction was before the game started. Alright, so the Roosters now at the 40. Billy Smith, you can't complain about a high tackle. You were literally on the grass just then. Taylor Lasalu, dude, he's like a CSF Talakai kind of structure. Like, he's a bopper, dude. By the way, Dion, why are you getting so heavily behind the Roosters? Didn't you tell us you're a Tigers fan yesterday who lives in, like, Auckland or something? I think it was somebody else. You went through, like, 3 teams you supported yesterday, and now you're, like, supporting the Roosters. All right, so out to the right, Dr. Clay. I think Talakai's been very good today. I think he's really been one of the only ones of the Sharks who you can say has had a really good game. Nwangane Tawase with a good run now inside the 30. Tedesco to Savala, and then Savala puts a high kick up. Good high kick up considering the pressure, but Kennedy under pressure as well. We'll grab it at the 15. All right, so Talakai now off to Molatalo. It looks like the Roosters defensively have definitely come to play again in this second half. It's not like they had a really good defensive set against the Sharks in the last one. And the aggression's still there. Just don't give away a penalty, which gives the Sharks a leg up. Because right now, they're doing well to keep them down here. 35 metres out for Cronulla. Yeah, that's correct. Tigers, but Sharks are shit. No, that's... Well... I don't know if we can accept a Tigers fan saying Sharks are shit. To be fair, the Tigers have beat the Sharks. The Tigers have beat the Sharks, with that being said. Alright, so that's a good kick. It'll bounce away from Dom Young. Oh, luckily for Dom Young, he just gets it. He's so much of a concern under the high ball, dude. This is why he doesn't usually play unless there's players out. Alright, so the Roosters now to the right. Yeah, Trent Robinson is not going to be happy with Dom Young. Like, it was a great play from Dom Young to assist that try the Roosters scored, which ended up being the flick pass from Tedesco, but he's also been so worrying, man, when the ball's been up in the air. And Roosters will be taken down now at the halfway point. Fit tackle. Ben says, Gosford Stadium doesn't resemble the area of Gosford. Junkies everywhere. Deary me. Hold on. Roosters get the ball here off the kick. Off to Dom Young. Kicks it through. And Sharks will get the ball at 15. Ball all over the place, but they got it. Junkies everywhere around the CBD and filthy, and usually a line of people going into the courthouse. I've been to Gosford a couple times just for a game, whether it be like A-League or the Titans played the Warriors one year at Gosford when that was around COVID time. I haven't been there enough. I haven't been around the city enough. The stadium is beautiful, though. Jesse Ramian now to the 33. Sounds like Belmore does. Is there a lot of junkies in Belmore? Is that really a big drug area? I don't know. I know it's a rougher area, but like I didn't know that was like a big junkie area. And the ball will come down to the Roosters. Daniel Tupou, he's always going to be safe on the high ball, and he gets away from the first hit. Central Coast away is an underrated away trip. I think it's okay. Like I think the stadium is nice and all, but I think it's okay. Like New Zealand away is my favourite away trip. New Zealand or Melbourne away. Anyone from Townsville, please don't even suggest the Cowboys away is a great one because the humidity up there just sucks, bro. Just sucks. So third tackle now at the 40. They go to the right. And now Taylor Lasalu at the 50 on fourth tackle. Perth away. Haven't been to Perth away besides when I was 18 for a water polo tournament with my university, Jay, when I was at La Trobe Uni in Melbourne. That was a great time, though. That was a great time, but haven't been to a Perth away trip. And Kennedy. Oh! That's going to be a knock on here from Will Kennedy. Yeah, that's going to be a knock on Will Kennedy. Bring back the South Queensland Crushers. What a random comment, does. What an extremely random comment. What an extremely random comment. Why did you just randomly bring up the South Queensland Crushers? Perth's weird in that everything closes at like 8 p.m. Dude, mate. Australia is weird, man. Our entire country closes at like 8 p.m. Like, it's so strange because I obviously permanently am traveling right now. Where I'm in Hua Hin closes relatively early at like 11, right? 11 p.m. is like the close of everything. Australia like closes at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. if you want. But in Bangkok, it's 24/7. Like, in India, it's mainly 24/7, besides like Udaipur. The big cities, Jaipur, Delhi, all that, where I was at, they don't close. So Jaipur maybe like 1, 2. But it's funny when you travel, you realise Australia is... We all wake up extremely early and go to bed really early. In regards to like business operation hours and whatnot. Comparatively to the rest of the world anyway. Oh, it's a knock on from the Sharks. So Roosters ball, 0 tackle, 22 metres out. Oh, they're saying knock on Roosters first. They're going to challenge this here. Unless they're saying it's like a... So the ruling is knock on Roosters here. That's forward. That's forward there. Yeah. Oh, well... Sure, but I think that the referee was calling the ball was going forward, was he not? Well, otherwise that wouldn't even make sense. Like, otherwise that doesn't make sense. Because we all knew that the Sharks were the ones to knock that ball on there, but I would assume that the referee was saying the ball went forward into the Sharks player. Because otherwise there would have been no points because there was... What? The only way that the referee could have been calling a knock... Anyway, that really confuses me because I would have expected that the referee was trying to say that it was basically... Well, then again, he didn't call it as a forward. But anyway, that's a shambles. That's a shambles all over the place. So otherwise, that was always going to be a successful challenge if that was just going to be ruled based off of that. I was expecting they were going to say the ball was travelling forward, but they can't rule on 4 passes, but that's not what the referee called, and if you're going to call that, then you could have just gone with the referee's decision there. Anyway, so Roosters here, 5 metres out, third tackle. They give it to Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith to Savala. Savala now. Daniel Tupou. Tupou. 5 metres out, fourth tackle. 30 minutes to go of the game here, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe. Daniel Tupou. Billy Smith. Good defence there from the Sharks on the short side. Billy Smith raid. 3 metres away. Daniel Tupou gets his ball back out of the 13. Savala kicks his ball to the opposite side. Molitalo, I think, has knocked the ball on again. This is going to be a Roosters try. I've got to be honest with you, Sharks. You've been dreadful. Your fraud alert is prime time. Your fraud alert is prime time here. I'm not changing this at the moment. I'm not changing this. I'm not changing that. This is fraud alert central right now. This is fraud alert central right now. Dom, the PNG team will be based in Queensland. Yeah, they'll probably play like maybe 4 home games in Papua New Guinea, or I would hope they play 6. I would hope they play 6 home games in Papua New Guinea, but I will assume that for Magic Round, I will assume that Papua New Guinea would play at Suncorp. So you take one of their home games away, so that'll be 11 games. You're going to have 6 away games. They'll probably give that home game Papua New Guinea at Magic Round because that gets them the money. So then there's 5 other home... No. I would assume they would play 5, 6 games in Papua New Guinea, but they will be based out of Cairns or something, isn't it? Dom says Perth PNG games will be gold. Players going to be jet lagged from the 12-hour flight. Well, Perth to New Zealand's worse. No? Is there a direct flight from Perth to Port Moresby? Jay, you may know, considering you're in Perth, or somebody may know. Is there a direct flight from Perth to Port Moresby, or would you have to go through Townsville/Cairns? Hi, Colin. Did you try turning your PC off and on? No, it's on and off, mate. Come on. But the Roosters here for the conversion to take a pass, an 18-point lead. Every single game so far this round has been an upset. Every single game so far has been an upset. Sandon Smith will... Oh, he gets it in. He gets it in. So it's 26-6 to the Roosters with 28.5 minutes to go of the game. I've never been to Port Moresby, mate. You worked at Flight Centre, you should know. Oh, yeah, because at Flight Centre on the Gold Coast, at buddy Burleigh Waters, I was booking people flights from Perth to Port Moresby from the Gold Coast. I was booking people, yeah, everyone. Mate, you should have seen the influx every single day at Flight Centre back in the day when I worked there like 10 years ago. They were coming in every single day. Hey, I know we're on the Gold Coast. I'm not looking to go to Italy. I'm not looking to go to the French Riviera. No, I'm not looking to go to New York on a holiday or a honeymoon. No, I'm looking to fly to Perth, to fly to Papua New Guinea, to Port Moresby. That's what we were getting every day, Jay. That was the most common route that was being booked. That was the ultimate the ultimate detonation. Well, what's the detonation, guys? What's happening here? You clearly were sacked for not knowing your job properly. Yeah, I'm so sorry that I don't know what the route, if there's a route from Tokyo to Antarctica, or the middle of buttfuck nowhere Africa to Darwin. What you mean? You think I'm meant to know every single route that humanly possibly exists across the entire bloody world? Deary me. Perth barely even exists in the eyes of the East Coast, Australia. Perth is China. Perth is closer to bloody China, Beijing, than it is to the Gold Coast, Australia. Brenton got hit with that autocorrect there. It's because Brenton's a muppet. So Sharks now, they'll get this ball here to the 25, second tackle. Just sing the bloody jingle. Flight Centre. Third tackle now at the 30. It's actually a pretty good job. It's just that I do believe you're getting underpaid for it, and also, but it is heavily reliant upon the commission that you do, so it's providing significant incentive of that. But it's a hard job. It's not as easy as you would imagine. It's actually quite a difficult job, especially when your job directly is responsible for somebody having a good holiday or not. Because if you mess up anywhere on their itinerary, it is your fault, and it can screw up somebody's entire plans. Like, if you don't book a train ticket, because as I've told you guys before, when you go to India or you go to other places around the world, there is so many things that can go wrong. But if you don't book it well in advance, you may not get on that train, and there may not be another train, or there might be all these kind of things, or you may have to go into the worst class where there's thousands of people compared to a private class. Like, trust me, when you're doing that job, it is so stressful because you need everything to go perfectly. Roosters are away here. Tedesco. The Roosters are going to kill him. The Roosters are going to kill him. They're going to kill him. The Roosters are going to kill him. They're 35 metres out. 30 metres out. Fit tackle. The pilot from the Flight Centre ads was Blaze's uncle. Changed my mind. I think you need help. Victor Radley! They're going to score under the post. Oh, Sharks, you up. Hold on. Xavier Var just came on debut and scored straight away. Hold on one second here. I've never seen a bigger team. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. You deserve it. Xavier Varge just scored with what? His first touch of his ball? First touch of the ball? Like, no Farangs allowed on this train. So 25 minutes to go of the game, and the Sharks are getting pieced apart in Gosford. They are getting absolutely pieced apart in Gosford. Dom says, if I got the job, I'd tell all the American customers to go to Alice Springs or Darwin. Yeah, well, the Americans have all booked when they're in America, so, like... But it says, what is going on with us, man? Seriously, this is bullshit. No, it is. If you're a Sharks fan, you should be seriously pissed off with this. Seriously pissed off. The second someone puts it on for us, more than 2 tries, we fold. Well, this is something. This is this is something here, Cronulla. This is something. Give me 1 second here. That is something, dude. But WSP says, I just woke up. What are the Sharks doing? Well, if you look at the screen, you can see there is a massive fraud alert sign there for a reason. We haven't seen a bigger fraud alert sign this year. This is the biggest fraud alert sign we have seen so far. Beating the Roosters ain't for everyone, Sharks. Hey, Dads, man, I can agree with you. Hey, as a Titans fan, I can actually agree on this one. Hey, we beat the Roosters too. How good. Gee whiz, I can actually celebrate. I can actually celebrate. By the way, let me know if you do watch the stream, like you're watching the actual just video of it all. Please let me know if this fraud alert is annoying, how big it is, and then I'll make it smaller. Otherwise, it's justifiably deserved in regards to how the Sharks are playing, for how the size of it is. Blah, blah, blah. There's no wonder no one from the team gets picked for Origin. Dude, they're 5 out of the last 6 games they've won. They just come off the back of beating the Storm. And now they're down 30-6 to a reserve grade Roosters team. And this is actually going to be a dropout here from the Roosters. Wow, that was bad. That was bad. So 24 points is the difference. Hey, you only need 4 convert tries. Are they doing? I don't know what, but they are doing. They are doing, Daz. Yeah, no, you're right, Daz. You are right. I don't know what they're doing, but they are doing. But they're not doing good. But they are doing. And that's the main thing. So, Sharks, Blake Brayley gives it off to Cameron McInnes. And McInnes will get this ball out now to the 25. Kay says, every time I come back, the fraud line gets bigger. Mate, if the Roosters score 40 here or 50, that fraud alert is going to be the entire screen. All right, Nico Hines out of Britton Nakora. You know what's funny? If you guys follow me on Instagram, firstly, if you don't follow me on Instagram, go follow BKR Sport on Insta. But the funniest thing is that every week I go back and forth between putting the Sharks on fraud alert and the Sharks out, like taking them off fraud alert. But now Insta's going to get it again. It's going to be a change from off fraud alert to back on the fraud list. 10 metres out, forward tackle here for Cronulla. Out to Adam Fanua Blake, Nico Hines. Hines to Nikora, and they're going to be 12 metres out, arguably 6 again. They won't call it. Blake Brayley, so Nico Hines, and Nwanga Tawasa drops it, and it's going to go backwards as the Roosters bought the 1. And it's a penalty of the Roosters. Oh, dude. My mum is not going to be happy at this. Oh, dude. So the Roosters get a penalty there. Oh, man. Just move the fraud alert. Oh, and the Roosters have knocked the ball on first tackle. Okay, Sharks, comeback's on. Comeback's on, Shaggies. Shaggies, comeback is on. Brenton says, fuck's sake, Sharks. I thought you guys were going to help out for and against. Brenton, you're from Newcastle. You don't get nice things, mate. Come on. You should know better. 21 and a half minutes to go of the game. Oh, sorry, it's a 26-point lead, mind you. They just didn't update the score. It's over 4 converted tries. My bad. Dom says, challenge your inner dog sharks. Dom, the Dogs are not coming back from 32-6 down with 21 and a half minutes to go. Prime Melbourne Storm aren't coming back from... Well, to be fair, Prime Melbourne Storm could do it. They never did, though. Because this would be the largest comeback ever. Don't forget it. That's going to be 3 minutes out now, 4 tackle. Adam Fanor Blake. Blake Brayley. Braden Trindle. That's an easy try. All right. All right, here you go. Kale Hero. 32-10 with the kid to come. Hold on. Hold on. Let's do this. Hold on. Wait. Just a little bit smaller. Just a tiny little bit smaller here. So it is 32-10 with a kid to come, Cronulla. There's about 21 minutes to go. It's a little bit smaller, the fraud alert sign. But it still exists. Mitchell says, both these teams are so bad, even the scoreboard took strike. That's a good point. Roosters would go up to 10th with this win, though. So 20 minutes to go here at the game. 20 minutes to go. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. If you don't subscribe, you're a muppet. Dasmate says, yes, the Knights for and against would go from minus 303 to minus 300. Hey, you know, it's better than minus 303. I know New South Wales education system coming into Origin really gets a good old tick along because, you know, people start to criticise it even more because obviously the education system is a little bit down. But you would understand minus 300 is better than minus 303, which I still think is less of a points differential gap than what the Dogs had in 2021. Paul says, Sharks need a good 70. So predictable. I've always said Nico Hines is 6, not 7. But then again, you go back and forth with it, man. You know, sometimes Nico will be great, and sometimes Nico won't be great. It's like at the end of the day, Nico is so overhated, but I also understand the criticism for him on the field. But also, I think that because he has become a scapegoat in the past, it's now just continuously always his fault if the Sharks lose. The Sharks didn't turn up today. It's not on Nico Hines, it is on everybody. The Sharks have been dreadful from the start. Mawene Hiroti was a poor excuse for a winger in that first 10 minutes. He got done over by Daniel Tupou so easily. He didn't even try to jump for the ball. And it's like, even if you tried to jump for the ball, you're probably losing to Daniel Tupou. But by not jumping for the ball at all, it made yourself look even worse. Like, it made Mawene Hiroti look like an absolute subpar rugby league player, who's a billion times better than me. But with that being said, I'm still able to analyse the game from what we watch. And at the end of the day, he is nowhere near good enough to be a winger in the professional competition, especially if he's not even trying to go for a ball on the wing against Daniel Tupou, one of the best wingers for jumping high and getting over the top of players. James says, put Roosters into an accurate 9-4, €35 and a 225. Love to see it. Hey, I get 10% of that. Where's my 10% donation? Where's my 10% donation, James? It's what we do on this channel. Every bet you mention, every bet gets mentioned, we get 10%. Where's my 10%, buddy? So what do you put? 225. I'm getting $22, €22.50. And that's going to be a knock-on from the Roosters. So, Sharks with the ball at the 20. And it's a penalty, Cronulla. Penalty, Cronulla. E-Toka says, Bullet Brother, what's with the fraud alert thingy? You got doxed or nah? No, the Sharks got doxed. They got doxed and they are massive fraud alert. The Sharks are on huge fraud alert, mate. Cronulla is on massive fraud alert. Is this the first time you've seen the fraud alert sign? W. Spears says, 3210 is what's with the fraud alert. Correct. Adam Fanor Blake now, 5 minutes out. Don't worry, Dogs had it a couple days ago. Paul Severs, your 7 creates the game. Your 7 doesn't stop 32 points getting put past you when there's 5 Roosters players out in this game. Blake Brayley, out the back here to Trindle. Trindle gets it out again to Kyle Iro. And Dom Young actually makes a good tackle. 4 tackle at 10. 10% is the rules. It is the rules, Casey. It is the rules. Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. And, he nearly got the offload away. 10 metres away, Hines to Blake Brayley. Out to the left to Trindle. Trindle puts it in the air. Good chance here. Oh, good tape. I know I'm going to say. Good take. So I'll go back to this. Paul says your 7 creates the game. Your 7 doesn't stop 32 points coming past it. Also, the Roosters went up 10-0 immediately, or 12-0 immediately because of your lack of wing in Moini Hiroti. Secondly, the Sharks were dominated in the middle of the park for the entirety of the first half. That's not on your 7. Nicho Hynes is in the most crucial part of the attack and most crucial part of the offense and gets your team moving when they're in the right area based off of a forward pack. But if your forward pack is not doing the job, the 7 has nothing they're able to do. Now, am I saying that it's not Nicho Hynes, it's Nicho Hynes has no fault? I'm saying he absolutely has fault. But you cannot rely and say that this game is on him. You cannot rely and say that every game is on Nicho Hynes. Nicho Hynes is maybe not playing well in this game, granted. But also, who has played well in this game besides maybe Siosifa Talakai? So why is it Nicho Hynes' fault they're down 32-12 right now to a reserve-grade Roosters team? Why is it only his fault? Why is it that the 7 must be the reason that they're down 32-12 right now? I understand that the 7 is an incredibly crucial part of the game, but it's not Nicho Hynes' fault that they're getting absolutely pumped in the middle of the park right now. Nicho kicks that ball down to the corner. And there's no one back there, but Tupou will get it. And then he'll get taken, not over the sideline, very close. Paul says Panthers are shit without their 7. Congratulations. Nathan Cleary has played how many games this year, and they're still in 17th position. I don't understand why you're still arguing this point. The point of the matter is that this is a team collective effort. Why is it the 7's fault that the Roosters have scored 32 points in this game? Answer me that. Why is it the 7's fault that it was 12-0 in the first 5 minutes of this game and the ball didn't even get to Nicho? Because of the fact that the Roosters just went bang, bang. Why is it his fault for that? I understand criticising the player, but to say that Nicho Hynes is the sole purpose behind the Cronulla Sharks losing this game or losing any game is crazy. It's wild. Oh, that is a good tackle. You could argue pass horizontal, but I think it's fine. Dion says Panthers have been shit all year with the best 7 in the comp. Correct. That's a penalty to the Sharks here. 15 minutes to go. Offside against the Roosters. Paul with the earth-shattering takes. The thing is, David, it's not that he's incorrect that Nicho hasn't been playing well. Nobody's arguing that. The argument isn't that Nicho Hynes has been playing some fantastic footy. I completely agree that he hasn't been great. But that doesn't differentiate the fact that this is not just on a 7. The 7 doesn't dictate the entirety of the result of the game. Otherwise, why don't we just put Nathan Cleary and Nicho Hynes on a field together and see who wins in a battle between the two of them? There's 13 players on the field, and Nicho Hynes hasn't been the one missing all the tackles for all 32 points that the Roosters score. The halfback isn't the reason for defense. The halfback is the reason for the attack. Will Kennedy, short play, gives it out. Oh, Billy Burns. So close, 1 metre out from the line. Now they give it out again. Nicho Hynes, he goes through, still going. Then he'll be 3 metres away from the line. 4 tackle. Blake Brayley out to Trindle. Trindle short ball. Kyle Iro 2 metres out. 5th tackle. 6 again. 6 again for an offside against the Roosters. Billy Burns! Oh, he's lost the ball. Oh, they might check this for a try. I don't think it will be, though. I think it's a no try, though. Paul says, yes, it's a bastard position, the 7. If the 7 gets good momentum, the rest of the players play more confident. Yeah, that comment didn't need to be removed, Daz, but you're fine. Again, I'm not taking away from the position 7. I don't think you're understanding. That's a loose carry here. It is a knock-on there from the Sharks. I don't think you understand what's actually... I think you need to remove yourself from your own individual perspective here, because I'm granting you points to your point. I'm granting you what you're saying, but I'm also saying you're still far off of it based on the fact that you're saying that the only reason for losses come because of one player in the 7. So that means that every single result across the entirety of the competition is always at the fault of the 7. Every single result. That's kind of what you're alluding to and insinuating. Whether you believe that or not, that is what you're insinuating. So if your 7 is not good, that means that you must lose. Now let's go and have a look at a team that didn't have a fantastic 7, but still went and won the comp. And it's the exact same team that we're watching right now. It's Cronulla Sharks. Chad Townsend was an okay halfback. He's always been an okay halfback. Yeah, James Maloney there, he had Mick Ennis there and Ben Barber. But based off of your wording and based off of your argument itself, and this isn't like an aggressive argument, this is just conversating about the game, but based off of your argument, because Chad Townsend isn't that great, he's okay, he does his job, the Sharks should never have won the premiership in a competition that had Jonathan Thurston of the Cowboys. You know, that's a knock-off of the Roosters on the first tackle there. So the Sharks with the ball like 20 metres out. Cooper Cronk, when he was at the Storm, you know, they should have won the grand final based on the fact that Cooper Cronk is the better halfback, right? Based off of your argument, you're saying that the 7 is the only important position on the field. When you've got a 1, you've got a 9, you've got a 6, and the 7 and the 6 are only reliant upon, firstly, the hooker getting them the ball, but also only reliant on the forwards getting them inside the attack in 20. Without the forwards, the backs can do nothing. Nico Hines to Will Kennedy, and then Kennedy will knock the ball on. And the Roosters are away here. No, it's going to be a high tackle. High tackle here. Sharks hit the ball 15 metres out with a penalty. Do you understand what we're saying here, man? You are not wrong in criticising the player, but you are incorrect with justifying that it's only his fault. David says, no, I was being sarcastic. They were legit smooth brain takes. David says, attacking worse than the 2021 Dogs. Paul's obviously into numerology. Dave says, Paul probably thinks that if you're a 7 and a Sagittarius, that you'll have a shit game on a Thursday because the moon is having a period. Nico Hines, Brayden Trindle gives it off, and will be a try time for the Sharks. So 32-16 with the kid to come. You got 12 and a half minutes here, Sharks. You got to have a massive comeback here. 32-16 with the kid to come. You still need to get another 16 points with this conversion to come, maybe 14 points. It's probably a little bit in the too hard basket, but it is within reach. It is within reach. Now, Paul, you again, you're entitled to your opinion, man. I believe you're heavily wrong, but I don't think that your entire point is incorrect. So 32-16 with the kid to come, 12 minutes to go. 7 and Sagittarius. Mate, I tell you what though, Thursday night games and Sagittarius don't mix. They do not mix, those two. They do not mix. So Nico Hines to convert will just miss. So 32-16, 11 and a half minutes to go here of the game. They need 3 converted tries. Well, 2 converted tries and a try to tie it up and send it to extra time. But that would be a monumental collapse if the Roosters were to throw this from here. It would be equal with the biggest comeback of all time for the Sharks. Because it was a 26-point lead at one point. Yeah, it was 32-6? I think it was 32-6, which would then mean that it would be the equal biggest comeback of all time if the Sharks were to come back. All right, 11 and a half minutes to go here. Cronulla, you've got to be pretty much perfect from here on out, man. But it is doable if you're good enough. Brent says they are legit the only palm trees in Gosford, just saying. Are they legit palm trees? Are they legit? Isn't Gosford where the tomato sauce and the mustard sauce thing comes from in the A-League? Am I wrong? Kyle Ero, he's giving it a good crack today. Kyle Ero is giving it a good crack. 10 minutes to go to the game, guys. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Adam Fanua Blake crunching the tackle there. Good run to the 40, though. So, Paul, do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, Paul didn't get timed out, did he? Oh, no, here he goes. So, Sharks at the 50. Paul says, mate, we want so much for Nico to shine more. We like him. I don't disagree with you. I don't think you actually understand kind of what I'm actually saying. Knock on there from the Sharks. I don't think you understand what I'm saying here, man. Are you actually listening to what I'm saying? I don't think you understand what I'm trying to get across to you. Because it's like, I want Nico to shine more. I don't think he's playing to his potential. I think I've always said, anyone who has followed my channel since he was at the Storm, I immediately assumed when he was coming from the Storm as the fullback, he was going into the 5'8" position. I never thought that he was going to go into the halfback position. Then he goes and wins the Dally M halfback of the year, which is great, whether you believe it or not, was still the Dally M halfback of the year, and you can never take that away from him, because everyone's always going to criticize the Dally M's. But like, even when he won the Dally M halfback of the year, I was always expecting that he would go into the 5'8", because I don't think he is the game-managing halfback. My point is that it's not his fault that the Sharks just knocked that ball on for the 10th time probably today, and they've conceded 32 points to a reserve grade Roosters side. Criticising the player is justified. Saying it's only his fault that they're going to lose games is not. Because, again, there was no criticism for Nicho Hynes across the last 6 weeks where they've won 5 out of their last 6 games, inclusive of a game against the Melbourne Storm last week. Fit tackle, Roosters out of Tupou, still fit tackle, and they offload again. Kicks it through. This will give Nicho Hynes gets out of the in goal there, and it'll be taken down to the 5. Paul definitely struggles with comprehension. Dave, does everyone knows you only go because of the Master Foods blow-up sauce bottles? Oh, so I was right. It is Gosford. That is the right place. Sharks now. They go out to the left. Oh, they got space here. They got space here. Molitano underneath to Kyle Leroy. They're away. Kyle Leroy at the 40. At the 45. He's still going. He gets around Dom Young, but Dom Young cuts back, and they'll be taken out the 40, and he's lost the ball. And he's lost the ball. Their penalty. All right, Sharks, you're going to be quick. 8.5 minutes to go here. You're going to be, this is your chance. You have to score now. Roosters will challenge here, and of course you challenge in this situation. You have to. This is a big challenge here. If it's successful, Roosters win. If it's unsuccessful, the Sharks have to score on this set. This is a very big moment. All right, ball up, ball up, ball. Oh, the hands. It's a loose carry. That's a loose carry. Tedesco's not trying to rip the ball out. Yeah, that's a loose carry. Yeah, no deliberate action. This is unsuccessful. This is a successful challenge for the Roosters. So it will be Roosters' ball. So Roosters should go on to win this game. Paul says, if a 7 plays well, the rest of the team picks their game up in attack and defence. They have to, or they're letting down the 7. Just saying, I'm on the Gold Coast. My team's not last few. I'm on the Gold Coast. My team's not last few. Neither is mine. My team is second last, but I don't understand. Are you trying to, like, insult the Titans or something? Or are you saying you're a Titans fan? Anyway, I don't know kind of what that last part of the comp was, what the Gold Coast had to do with anything there. But, okay, so you're saying that every other player is going to guaranteed play bad and it's always only on the 7. I'm sorry, but it doesn't make sense. Your argument doesn't make sense, brother. I'm a Titans fan. In regards to the Titans, we've got a lot more problems than the 7 over the years, but the 7 has been our biggest problem. So I grant that our 7 has been the biggest problem, but we've also had problems everywhere on the park, brother. The Titans have... we've had problems everywhere on the park. Again, the 7 is the most important position on the field, but 7s can also play bad and the team can win games, and the 7s can also play really good and the team can lose games. And that happens quite regularly. That happens really regularly. Oh, there's the Tedesco Moon. We see it all the time. 4 tackle now, Billy Smith. Taking it down to the 25. Got a $50 on Roosters in the Sunderland payout $4.20. Well, Sunderland can't wait for the $42 donation. And that's going to be... There's nothing wrong with that. Don't call a penalty there. Sharks will get the ball at the 10. We had a shit year every year, haven't we? Don't I know it, man. Don't we know it? Don't worry, don't hide from that. Crossboarding says your thing says fraud alert. Well, it's not really rocket science to figure out why it says fraud alert right now. One team is currently losing with a full-strength team to a reserve grade team that's in just would have been the bottom 4 if they lost this game. See, Paul, the thing is, our team is always shit house, and our organisation can honestly get fucked. But the fact of the matter is that we live. Well, Gold Coast is the best place to live in Australia. Simple as that. Trindle should have passed that ball. Off to Talakai, offload, then gets it to Molitalo. Fit tackle, will just kick that ball up high. Sharks are just throwing whatever they can at the moment. And that's going to be knocked back from the Roosters, and the Roosters will get it. And the Roosters might get away here. Tupou. Oh, he had Tedesco running through. Couldn't get it to him. David says, Paul, buddy, you do also realise there's 12 other players on the team that also need to do their job. Correct. Jared says, man, we've had some groundbreaking takes today. I think the reason why I've entertained this as long as I have is because, like, it's on its merit. Like the point he's trying to make is fair, but it's just not completely true. Like, I think he's going overboard with it, but I don't think that the overall take that he's trying to make is that the 7. What he's effectively saying is the 7 is the most important position on the field, which nobody is disagreeing with. It's just the overimportance of that 7 and the reliance upon that. Like, the result is completely dictated by the 7. That's a high tackle, and this might be a bin here. Hey, it's a good conversation anyway. Jared Farm Money says, I was mainly talking about Cross noticing the fraud alert sign, but yeah, that point too. Oh, no, that's not that bad. Oh, that's a bit of an overreach. That wasn't actually that bad of a high tackle. It looked worse than it was. All the faves have lost this round. Yeah, I know. I tipped Manly and the Sharks, so I got those wrong. Buddy damn well battled the beaches, battled the numpties. But I did get the Knights right, and I did get the Dolphins right. I'd much rather be at Olivia's birthday party than watch this game. Mate, I'm just nervous about that text message that I received saying, let's go out tonight. I'm more nervous about that right now. Third tackle here with the Sharks at the 45. And Trindle off to Nico Hines. Nico Hines to Britton Nakora. Nakora at the 33. You have to score now. 4.5 minutes to go. You have to score now. You have to be literally perfect from this point, Sharks. Nico Hines out to Trindle. Trindle kicks a 3 here for Talakai. But the ball bounces over to Tedesco, and that should be the game. Don't forget, guys, we'll be live for the Roosters. No, not the Roosters. The Raiders and the Warriors game tomorrow. Raiders and the Warriors will be a good one. Why are you nervous? I'm sure the lady boys will be gentle. The old lady boys, mate. Get into them. Get into them. So Roosters next 5 is Raiders at home, bye, Knights away, Cowboys at home, and then the bye again. 2 byes next 5 rounds. Obviously, Origin period. Let's go out. Take your cam and live stream it. I don't know if you're ready for that, Jay. I don't know if you're ready to see it. This is only Hua Hin as well. This isn't Bangkok. Hua Hin is a lot quieter than... Oh, that's a good pass. The Roosters are away. And you see this fraud alert sign? Well, you can make it way the fuck bigger. Yeah. Try time for the Roosters. The Sharks just lost to a reserve grade Roosters team by a country mile. Dun 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 dun. Paul says, well, you won. Now there's defense. If he's having a good day, try saving all day. 7's just the initial try. Okay, so there you go. I got you, Paul. Ah, the wordplay. 7's just the initial controller. So it's not all on the 7 because he's only the initial. Also incorrect. The 9's the initial controller because the 7 doesn't get the ball without the 9. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Got him. Slip up. Slip up. Dion says, I want to see the ping pong show. You're a sicko. You are a sicko. Jared says, man, I'm very nervous for tomorrow, but got to be strong for my team. Just don't repeat Vegas, please. That'll be a good game, man. We'll start half an hour early, too. Blazy about to redefine Bangkok tonight. I'm not going out in Bangkok. I'm in Hua Hin. Bangkok is about 3-4 hours from me. 6 and 7 when they work well together. Look out. Don't disagree. I don't disagree, my friend. 36-16. 2.5 minutes to go of the game. Paul, please stop. You know, all I'm happy with this week is that the Titans didn't lose. I've had a good weekend. We've had a good weekend here, lads. I didn't have to watch the Titans lose. I'll stop. So 2 minutes to go in the game. Roosters are close to getting to the 40. So Sharks will be in 5th. The Roosters actually will be in 11th. Oh, they needed to win by 35 points. Sorry, the Roosters. So they would have needed to win by another 13 points. They would have to hit 50 from here. So they would need. They'd have to. Yeah, they can't do it from now. But Jared says you could also argue is a 9 more important because of how often they touch the ball? But yeah, let's move on. I used to argue this point. I used to say that the 9, you don't have to move on. Like, it's a fine conversation. That's why I've entertained it for as long as I have. 9 is very important, but I would still say, the Roosters are away. The Roosters are away. The Roosters are away. The Roosters are away. Taking out the 50. Third tackle. The 9 is extremely important, but they're not as defining in regards to the clinical product as the halves are. But the 9 decides which half gets it. The 9 decides which way it goes because a player can call for it. The halfback can call for it, but if the other 5'8's calling for it as well, he might give it to him if he thinks that's better. So the 9, you don't take away from their position on the field. However, I wouldn't say overall it's a more integral position than the halfback. And I used to argue that 9 was more important. I used to. If the fraud alert gets any bigger, my phone might contract a virus. I think that's why people have been asking about the fraud alert sign. Because I think they think that I've got like a problem with my computer. Like I've got a virus on my computer. Just to clarify, if anyone who's watching right now doesn't know, that fraud alert sign is there for a reason. And it's because the Sharks are a massive fraud alert. Tedesco, it's a knock on from the Roosters. No, they're going to say backwards. The Roosters get the off little way to Nwanga Tawase. Oh, no way, Sharks. You see that fraud alert sign? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, I need to get this in the frame. The 40 has been hit. The 40 has been hit. Massive fraud alert. This is the biggest fraud alert you're ever going to see in your life, lads. I don't know if you've ever seen a bigger fraud alert in your life. A fraud alert sign is there because Blaze is watching naughty things off stream. That's correct. Jared Choice of the Sharks has definitely deserved that fraud alert sign. Bro, I wish I didn't have to put it there, but they are... To be fair, if they convert this try right now and the Roosters score off the kickoff, they actually hit 50. Man, Sharks, we're supposed to be a team that can contend with the premiership. What the actual hell? Mate, I tipped this team to win the comp. They are 5 from their last 6 games with a win. They are playing a Roosters side with 5 of their best players out. What? I tipped the Sharks to win this game 13 plus. This game makes no sense. The Roosters are awful this year. And the Sharks, they've been great this last 6 weeks. I don't understand rugby league. Rugby league makes no sense. Rugby league does not make sense. Every upset has happened this round. There's not been one favourite who has won this round through 4 games. And the Roosters will hit the post. They will hit the post. And there we have it, lads. 42-16 will be the final score. The Sharks, they don't get dry humped on this field. They got absolutely no lubed up that park. They got no lube, no tomorrow. They got Bangkok styled. They got Bangkoked up, left, right, and centre. No lube, all day, all night. It never stopped. It just never stopped. The fraud alert sign will, for the time being, sit over here. Hold on 1 second here. The game is over, just to clarify here. You're just staying here for a bit. You're staying over here on the ladder. You are staying over there on the ladder until proven otherwise. You are staying massively right there. That is where it will remain for until proven otherwise. Because that was ridiculous. But there we go, guys. That is the final score, 42-16. The Roosters now will go up into 11th position above the Tigers, also above the Dolphins. They didn't win by enough to go above the Dragons, though. But they're not too far off them right now. The Knights will now stay in the bottom 4. So welcome back to the Triple Brigade Knights, alongside the Eels, the Titans, and the Panthers. Tomorrow, guys, we have a massive game, and it is between 2nd and 4th, the Warriors versus the Raiders. If the Warriors win, they will go equal first with the Bulldogs. Now, the Bulldogs have a bye next week, but if the Warriors win tomorrow, they will go equal first with the Bulldogs. If the Raiders win tomorrow, they will jump the Warriors into 2nd position, and the Storm will go back down into 4th position for the time being. So, very big game tomorrow. Gee whiz, Cronulla. Gee whiz. You know what I'm saying? Gee damn well whiz. But alright, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. Sharks, Bangkok, left, right, good night. I'm going out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. Boom! See ya. The Titans are going to win the comp, even though apparently we don't have a grade 7.